From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Morreale and Hitch.
All right, welcome everybody. It's Mike Morreale and Rob Hitchcock. This is the Morreale and Hitchcock. This is let's just keep going. There's no edits to this. This is the Morreale and Hitch show on the Ticats Audio Network. Rob, it feels like we haven't spoke for months, which is probably exactly how long ago we last spoke.
Yeah, it's true. I think you said Hitchcock because you spent some time with Cole in Calgary about a month ago.
I did.
Right? Remember?
I did. Yeah. And we talked about our other buddy too.
Yeah.
I spent some time with Wes. What a beauty.
What's going on with your hair?
Buddy?
What's going on with your hair? Or lack of it at the side? This
is me just trying to think I'm young again.
You have nice. That's the Ronaldo cut.
See, he can pull it off. I figure I can pull it off too with much less money.
Yeah, you can.
And much less fame, but it's all good. So what's going on?
It's been a boring month or two since we last chatted. Honestly,
really?
Just boring. I'm in the midst. I've got, as you know, I'm writing that exam again.
I was going to ask. I think it's on everyone's mind.
Yeah, I write it on the 12th of May, and so this week is going to be just lock myself in a room for a little while and study the crap out of it. I write next Thursday. So I've got a tutor from Miami. He's from Miami.
Come on.
You can believe it. Yeah. And
virtual, obviously.
Virtual, yeah. Yeah. So he's a bit of a burger. This guy, he's got the cheesy thing here. He drinks a 2-liter bottle of Sprite. He's drinking out of it. And I'm like, he's about maybe 30. And so it's $1,750 US for 16 hours. For 16 hours. So I get him 2 hours a session. So I do like 4 hours a week. And the first couple sessions where he gets some PowerPoint presentation he puts together, I guess, a Cole's Notes version of the book. And then he reads me the slides, reads them to me for an hour. And I'm like, looking out the window. And I'm like, okay. So after the 4th hour, 2 days in, I said, listen, I can read the slides. I need you to teach me. Okay, I just wasted 4 hours.
You got like $400 or $500 on this guy reading to you. Like bedtime stories.
Yeah. So, but they guarantee a pass, or I get all my money back.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So what's the gist of it? So let's refresh everybody. Rob is taking the securities test, but even to make it more difficult, this is the U.S. securities test. Correct?
Is. Yes.
Okay. So Rob can sell securities in the U.S. He's not a security guard. He already passed that test.
Yeah, that's
so. But these tests, if anyone has taken them, the equivalent of the Canadian one, American, doesn't matter. They're horrible.
Yeah.
Because they're like A and B and not C, C and not D, D and this, and it's just like a crapshoot. So this guy teaches you, does he teach you the answer or does he teach you the way to beat the test?
He can't teach me the way to beat it, but gives me like tons of questions. So like I said to him after the 4th hour, I said, all I need is, I've done it twice already. I need questions. Give me 1,000 questions and just let me just do them. So this week is I'm just doing questions. So anyways, Enough of that. I pass on the 12th and then I got to write 2 more. That's going to be fun. Oh, 2 more. Yeah. 2 more.
How many?
Right on your chin.
Okay. So listen, I'm not here this week. It's Tuesday, I think, as a matter of fact. I don't know when this is going to air, but let's assume it may be today, it may be tomorrow. You're going to be helping out with the CFL draft, no? That's tomorrow night. Today's Monday.
I'm sick.
How did that happen? So you pulled, this is the beauty, because I think you agreed to do it thinking I was doing it, number one, kind of.
I don't think I read the actual email, and I thought we were doing a podcast there. That's what I kind of thought. But I swear on my dad's life, I do have an update that I have to be on from Asia at 9:30. So I'm only going to be there for a couple hours. Again,
let's back up here. So Rob agreed to do the draft show with Louis B and Butko's brother and a bunch. I think Fantu's there and a bunch of people. I had been asked to do it along with you. I can't be there. I'm traveling. Rob didn't know that. He said yes. And then we were going back and forth on text with our buddy Dave Cadeau. And then all of a sudden, Rob realized I wasn't going to be there. And all of a sudden, about an hour later, he's like, oh, I got to leave early. Here, look at my calendar. It took a picture of his calendar, which I think I'm the one that sent you the note that said, "Hey, you got something tonight at 9:30 at night."
I swear to God, I do. I'll even show it. I got another one on Thursday.
I believe you. I believe you. Listen, today is a special day.
Yeah.
Big time day. We have our guest on today. We have no idea who the guest is.
And
First of all, what happened was we've been saying we're getting guests forever, and then you and I are too lazy to call anybody.
Yeah.
And so this time, our friend Dave Cadeau set somebody up. We have no idea who it is.
No, we don't really.
We literally have no idea who this person is. Nope. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but in a minute or so, we're going to bring this person on. I'm assuming it's somebody we know, obviously, or else that would make for an even shittier interview than what this is going to be in the first place.
Yeah.
And do you have any idea what's going on here?
No, I'm thinking it's maybe someone that we've asked in the past that maybe couldn't do it before. But, if it's Dave might have just went and got somebody right off, who knows, off the street. Who knows?
Somewhere around Balsam.
Oh, my God.
They picked up somebody off the street. Okay, should we just rip off the Band-Aid and see who's going to come on?
Sure.
Butko, are you ready on your end? And no, there's no way. If I see that, I can see the word at there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. This can't be it. This can't be who I think it is. This cannot be. I can see the name at the bottom. The fact that this person can't use his camera.
Darren Dreger?
Shut the front door. What in the hell is happening?
Wood!
Michael, what's up? You believe I got a picture on this phone? Unbelievable.
Oh my God, Wood. I love it.
Okay, so listen. This, for everybody who's watching, this is the man. This is one of the best football players and one of the best people we've ever played with, against. Darren Flutie. We haven't seen you in God. How long has it been since we've seen you? Because you never come to anything, ever.
No.
I was going to come up this past year, but COVID kept me from coming up.
But you're here now.
Well, left in 2002, right? Have we seen each other after 2002?
Oh, I don't think so.
No.
So
I don't think you've remembered me since that day in 1994.
The day you were hitting the elevator to go home after.
Listen, everybody, we have Darren Flutie with us. Wood, this is an absolute pleasure, buddy. An absolute pleasure. How you doing, fella?
I'm doing great. I mean, things are good. Terry's good. Kids are 28 and 26 now, so they've come a long way. Yeah.
My God.
Crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, your kids, I remember you posted something not too long ago of the kids from when I remember what they look like. But I guarantee I'd walk right by them on the street. They wouldn't even know who they are now. I bet you they're all grown up, and I'm sure they're gorgeous kids and great kids. Oh, man, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I know. It's been too long. Can't believe we wait this long to do this stuff, but it's good to see you.
So what are you doing?
I'll pass over to Hitch because I'll take the whole bloody time.
Oh my gosh, you guys could talk forever, you receivers. How about a DB? So what's going on, buddy? How you doing? What's up? What have you been doing?
This is my life. I orthopedics, so co-own an orthopedic distributorship. Yeah. Which is basically implant devices for elective surgeries like rotator cuff, ACL, that type of stuff.
I could use that right now.
Yeah, a lot of us probably could, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just being in the OR every day, seeing the docs, talking to them.
No more selling turf?
No more turf. That's my part-time gig. I can only do it for a few months.
Oh, man.
So where are you right now? Are you in Natick?
We're in Natick, yeah. The house we bought in like 98 or something. We came home one off season, bought this house, and have to be back in Natick.
Got to be back in Natick, buddy. Natick, Mass. That's the home of the Fluties. That's where all the magic is. But Darren, everybody knows you. Everybody knows your brother Doug. Why don't you give kind of an overview of your family? Because it's not just you two. You got another brother or two. I think you got a sister. You got a whole big crew there.
Yeah, my older brother Bill So he's the second oldest of all. He's older than Doug, but younger than my sister Denise. He went to Brown, played baseball and football at Brown University. Very good. He's like 6'3", so it's very strange. You know, Doug and
Wow.
Bill's 6'3". He's got all his hair. He's the smart one. And then I have an older sister, Denise. Now they're all down in Florida now. Like Doug, Denise, Bill, all of them have moved back to where we grew up in Florida, to Melbourne, Florida.
Awesome, man.
We're
Nice.
the last house up here. My wife won't leave Nate.
You won't leave, eh? Because you guys are high school sweethearts, aren't you?
No, we knew each other in high school.
Okay.
But he knew too much about me back then to date me. And then over time, like, all right, I'll give in.
You broke her down. You broke her right down.
Word down, Mike. That's right.
I'm surprised anyway, because if you would have taken her on a date, you would have forgot your wallet. So
I would have just said all I have is American, or depending on which country I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, you money? Sorry, you got change for 100 Canadian or American?
Oh man,
so
that was one of the funniest. You know, over our time playing together, we played for a bunch of years, and every time, to people that are listening out here, every time that we went out, Flutes would come out and eat with us, and then, oh, I only got American. Oh, they can take that. They can take that. No, I can't. I can't break the 100.
You never broke the 100, eh? Never broke 100.
And we got what 180 in Canadian per diem, but he didn't get it that week.
No. Beautiful.
No, that went to other more important things.
Hey, listen, I'm living in Grimsby now, buddy. That was your neck of the woods when you played up here, eh?
Wow, you kicked it a little bit away from Hamilton? That's tough for you out of Stony Creek.
That's tough, buddy. Well, Hitch moved even further because he's in St. Catharines. Probably the smartest thing he ever did. He got out of the city, or else God knows what would have happened.
It's got to be out here. I was living out here when you were playing with us.
Yeah. That's because we were telling the story, Wood, when we because remember Hitch used to have the old get together before training camp started as his place. And the local guys used to drive up, which were a couple days before training camp. And of course, Andrew used to come up and then told his wife the QEW closed down, so he couldn't drive home, just so he could stay up and have a few more drinks.
Now the QEW, his wife Grace was a police officer, could have checked at any time, and the QEW was closed. Couldn't get home.
Anything to make it to a party. Drew.
Oh,
Gregor.
God, yeah.
I did see Andrew. He came to Boston for like his kid's hockey thing or something. And I
really?
Met with him. That was like 5-7 years ago or something.
Man, time flies. You know, I heard only a small part. You were on a podcast not too long ago, some Cat podcast, not through him, through I think a fan.
Right.
And you were telling some stories, but I never could find the actual podcast. I just heard a preview. So what kind of wisdom were you spouting off on that? Who'd you throw under the bus?
Those questions were crazy. No, I mean, when they, come on, what we said in the locker room in the day is totally different than the way you feel now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel that way. Now you miss every moment and you wish it lasted longer because there was such, that great bond between all of us. Of course, we give each other a hard time about everything. That's what you do.
Absolutely.
But now, you sit back and reflect. And I remember them asking questions about the receivers, like in our Grey Cup game. You guys, as a group, played so well. I'm like, yeah, when it was time to really play, everyone came together and helped each other. And
yeah,
I did say something about Hitch. They were talking about Hitch going up on the wall or something. And I'm like, yeah, he was a great free safety, but don't blitz everyone and put him in man because
never.
Hey, I got a story. I don't know if you remember this, Wood, but it was during training camp. And you remember, I think it was me, you, and I think it was Morreale as well. We had a little pat where we're saying, okay, Sudsy's going to make us do one-on-ones. I am not a cover guy. I'll hit you, but I'm not going to cover. So you would give me the little, I'm going to do a little quick slant, 6-yard slant, right? And you tell me the play beforehand. So it's one-on-ones. The cameras are out. And I'm about 10 yards off and I'm playing inside shade, knowing you're going to run an in at about 8 yards because that's what you told me. So what do? You break quick step on the inside. I break for it and you hit an out. And Danny Mac throws the out. I kept running to the sideline. Sudsy goes, what the f are you doing? I said, You know what? I thought I was breaking on it early. There was nobody around. You caught it, Brett. Oh my God, that was one of the funniest things.
Perfect, buddy. Perfect. Priceless.
Yeah, priceless.
That's
Thanks,
priceless.
Wood. I appreciate it. You almost got me cut that year.
Never way, Wood. Let's face it. He could never get cut. That's what Sudsy's boy. He could do nothing wrong.
Hitch, I'd get cut way before you got cut, dude.
No way.
Sudsy loved you.
Oh yeah.
An option at the last second. He's like, just option, in or out, in or out.
Yeah.
That's it. But that was your game. So let's back up a little bit. So you started in BC. Obviously got a chance to play out there with your brother. Then you went to Edmonton. And then what the hell made you come to Hamilton? What was it about either the players, the city, the situation? Like, what happened? What was that move like? Because that was a big move.
Yeah, it was a big move to, I like to get in one place, be comfortable, and play there. I'd like to play there forever. But BC was just, it had all changed, right? So Danny was going to sign with Edmonton. And I'm like, I had some success with Danny in BC, 94, 95, 96. And I kind of liked playing with him. We trusted each other. Edmonton was good. So we went to Edmonton together. And then when we played the, what was it, 96?
96.
Grey Cup?
Yep.
It was Hamilton. We lost to Toronto, but
that's too bad.
Yeah, that was too bad. I stomped that game, by the way. But we did. We had a great week. It was fun. The fans were coming up to you and talking CFL, and there was a buzz. But really, it was Coach Lancaster had planted that. He had said, I think I want to head east to Hamilton and coach out there. And I think everyone in the league knew it. We knew it for sure. Like I think the year before in Hamilton, 1-17 or something like that.
2-16 or something like that. It was bad. Yeah.
But it was a good team.
Yeah.
Like I never looked forward to playing Hamilton those couple years because they had such a good defense. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know what on offense, but I knew defensively they were tough to get open. It was tough to really move the ball. But at the end of the game, you were probably going to win.
Yeah. Just
because they just couldn't put it over the top.
We didn't know how to finish.
Yeah. And I'm talking to Danny. I'm like, geez, with you at quarterback, I can help out at receiver. We got Coach Lancaster. That gives Hamilton an offense. Like we should be able to win immediately in Hamilton. And that was the thinking. It was Coach Lancaster was going and we had bonded. And of course, D-Mac was going to follow. I'm like, I'm not going to stay in Edmonton with Coach Stevenson and what's the quarterback's name? Archer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
David Archer.
Yeah. Archer was with me when Chargers.
That's right, because he came. Now they both Stevenson and Archer would have come from San Antonio, right?
Right. That's right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
I had an Arch, but I had to stick with B-Mac. Reunite with you.
Oh yeah. This is reuniting with me. So let's go back to that quickly. When I got drafted to BC in '94 myself, and there was a bunch of receivers. I think I've told this story before, but it was Trevor Shaw and Steph Potasic, myself, and Matt Clark. Remember, he retired in the offseason or didn't come to training camp. So we all thought we'd get a chance to back up the Canadian Matt Clark, and all of a sudden he's not there. And so I'm in mini camp, and within about 4 days, I'm gone. I'm out the door. I got very, very little reps. And I remember going back, the vets were just rolling in, and we're staying at some hotel in Surrey. And I got to the elevator, and there's Darren Flutie. And I was so pumped. I was like, hey, Mr. Flutie, hey, it's nice to meet you. And, this is great. He's yeah, whatever, kid. Literally got off the elevator and left. And I didn't realize till years later, his approach was basically, listen, kid, if you're not going to make the team, I don't even bother getting to know you. I just know the guys that are here, and that's it. So we did reunite.
I gave impression, but I didn't know, man. I didn't know what we were doing that year. That was a crazy year. 94.
You went to the Grey Cup. You won the Grey Cup.
Oh, we ended up in the Grey Cup, but that was Mervyn with us that year.
He came back. Mervyn came back that year. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So who was the Canadian receiver in that?
I think Matt Clark ended up coming back that year, but after training camp, and they held on to Trevor and they held on to Steph, but both I think got injured. And then those two came back the following year. I got released, and then Toronto picked me up. But I remember watching. So there's been a few times in my career I didn't make the team, or I didn't play on the team that won the Grey Cup. So 94, I got drafted there. BC goes on to win the Grey Cup. Go to Toronto the next year. 96, we win the Grey Cup in Hamilton. I leave in 97 to come in Toronto. We leave in 97 to come to Hamilton. 97, Toronto wins the Grey Cup. Then I go back to Toronto in 2002, 2003. I leave in 2004. Argos win the Grey Cup again. It just seems that everywhere I left, the teams got better.
I don't know what that says, Mike. I don't know.
I know what it says.
I know it says about 99, though. So
yes.
You could have like 6 cups under your belt right now.
I know. That would have been nice. Eh?
Yeah. Well.
But that's all right. I got a couple right here, and I'll remember those. Well, how many you got?
How many you got, Wood? 2?
I took 2 for 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm 1 for 2 on my chin.
On your chin.
I feel like you robbed us. 96. I can't believe we didn't win that game. But
well, that was, as you know. So you were in Edmonton. I was in Toronto. I mean, you were a star. I was just a rookie. So I wasn't impact. Did get in and play a bunch of series because it was cold. I think Masadi went out with cramp and her stuff. But it was, you remember that day we came out, I at least me personally, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a sloppy game. It's going to be low scoring. The weather's cold. It's like, but it wasn't really, I should say it wasn't really cold. It turned out to be at that point, the highest scoring Grey Cup in history. And it was incredible, led by Eddie Brown's catch and Gizmo's return and everything that happened. That was an incredible day. Now I will tell you, I think, I would bet that if there was instant replay in play, that that would have been because Doug was playing for the Argos, you were playing for I think it was a fumble. Yeah. I will admit that was now it doesn't change a damn thing. I still got the ring, but still, I think it was a fumble.
He's like, yeah, it was a fumble, but he wouldn't have run it back all the way. Like, Glenn Rogers picked it up, and Glenn's like, oh yeah, that was a touchdown. It changes everything, but whatever. I like no instant replay. I like the ability that everyone can make a mistake, right? When we drop a ball occasionally, the ref might miss a call. That's the game. That's the game. Yeah. The ring is the thing.
The ring is the thing. Scotty Fawcett. Scotty Fawcett.
Well, what are you guys up to? I see Mike with his basketball, and Mike, you're doing everything almost.
Thanks, buddy. Robbie, well, you fill in, Robbie.
Yeah, I'm not doing too much, Wood. No, just kidding. Just still working away, Wood, in the real estate side, not for houses or anything, but work for a land-based development company. They're based out of Arizona now. They were in Calgary for a lot of years, so been doing that for a bit. I won't get into it, but I'm writing a securities exam to sell and to wholesale in the U.S. to broker dealers. So my region will be Eastern U.S. So I'll be in Boston. I will be in New York. I'll be Buffalo. So I'm kind of taking care of that Eastern seaboard. Probably won't happen for me probably till August or September. I'll be traveling down there maybe once a month. So
cool.
I'll make sure I look you up, buddy, and get together. But yeah, things are good. Kids are Ava's 7, going to be 18 this August, and Matthew's 15, and he's like a 3 handicap golfer. He's ridiculously good. So yeah, a lot of fun.
Nice.
Michelle, 24 years. Our anniversary is with Michelle this May 15th. So everything's good in our household.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's good.
Nice. Now listen, Wood, speaking of golf, who played golf like Darren Flutie?
Nobody.
No cleats. No tee, probably no driver, just a 3-wood. And you get on the tee box, and everyone else is sizing up their shot, and I was garbage, as you know. I'm a lot better now, Wood. So we'll have to get together, the 3 of us, and actually hit some next time you make it up, or Hitch flies me down to Boston with him.
Yeah.
But Wood would get on the tee box. He'd take the ball literally almost like an FU and just kind of throw it in the air so it lands on the ground, walk up and whack the crap out of that thing. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I felt like I hit my 3-wood off the fairways better than I could hit a driver. I spray it with a driver. So I used to, I don't know, someone told me once, you compress it more if you don't have a tee. So I just throw it on the ground and hit it.
Yeah. I think one guy that I could say that is probably the equivalent of you, like athlete wise, Trevor Shaw.
Yeah, Trev's good too.
Same type of guy. Throw it down, shoes untied, hit a 3-iron or whatever off the tee, and just give him basketball, give him a golf, whatever. It doesn't matter. You give him. He's an unbelievable athlete like yourself. You're looking good, Wood. You're looking good right now. A little old, but you're looking good.
Yeah, I mean, you're old as shit, but other than that, you're good.
What was that, Mike?
I said you're old as shit, but other than that, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me, I feel it.
We're not getting any younger, buddy. So we gotta relive the moments of our youth and have fun and tell stories and hopefully see each other again soon. That's the best part.
Yeah, we definitely got to see each other soon. Isn't I don't know if I can still get up there, right?
You can drive over. You can drive over now, buddy. Borders are wide open. You don't have to show any proof of anything when you come over the border now. So there's no PCR tests or nothing anymore. You can drive right over. But flying, you got to show proof.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, hey, speaking of that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in October, they're going to be announcing a new member to the Wall of Honor. I don't know who it is, but it might be put for some good conversation. So out of our crew, there's yourself, Rob, there's Ozzy, there's Joe. Am I missing anybody?
No.
From our kind of the late 90s crew? I don't think so.
No.
So obviously Danny's got to be on that list coming up. Yeah. He's got to be, you know. What? Darren, you got to be on that list coming up. Orlando, that's right. That's another good one too. You're right.
They got to look at years though. Like the years that you've been there. I think there's a criteria. I can't remember what it was, but I think it's a certain amount of years that you have to play there in order to qualify for it. So O was there for what? He was there for a couple that he left.
Yeah, then he came back. Yeah. I can't remember. I don't know the exact criteria other than I know that there's guys we played with that are worthy to be on there.
Oh gosh, yeah. And doesn't matter if they played 1 year. I think they should be on there.
I mean, we had some studs. But okay, so you come to Hamilton in 1998, and we go to the Bloody Grey Cup. Go 12-5-1. We have the best turnaround in CFL history. We go into Winnipeg. It was the coldest week in Winnipeg known to man until that game kicked off. And then we had our shot. We had our shot to win. In your mind, what the hell did we do wrong there? What happened? What went wrong? I blame the defense. I blame prevent defense.
I don't think of like the coaching decisions or what. I always turn it back to me and like, did I do my part in this game? Did I make enough plays to help the team? And that's one of those years where I think we had some type of play where I was in the backfield and running a swing route and I got hit and something happened to my shoulder. And it was just hard to kind of bring it above my head. And the rest of the day, I kept telling Danny, I'm like, I don't know, you want me out here or should you bring in someone?
Hurt that bad? You get hurt because you played it off. You didn't let us know, but I know when your shoulders hurt. And let's face it, you had the worst shoulder pads I've ever seen in my life. So they protected nothing.
My youth football shoulder pads. You had to be as light as possible. That's what I thought. 170.4 about it was my playing weight. I'm now 163. So
yeah, okay, that's not too bad. Most people gain weight. You're looking nice and trim. You're good. You're good.
But so I just think I felt like, especially when we went for 2, I think Archie had scored or maybe Ronnie had scored. Yeah. And we went for 2 when Danny had set up kind of the same play we ran in British Columbia, inside rub route, whatever, what we called it. And I was open, but it's just a little above my shoulder. And
you couldn't get it. See, I didn't know that. After all these years, like, I mean, I probably knew it in the time, but you probably played it off, right? Because you were not one to. I can tell when you're hurt because I know your mannerisms, but I didn't know that was a big part of it near the end. That's a difference, man. That's a big difference.
Yeah. I would only tell Danny because I'd be like, what do you want me to do? You want me to fight through this, or do you think someone else should be out here?
Really?
That I did. So
I did not know that. That's interesting. And then, so we go to, that was a learning experience, obviously. And then we go to training camp. And I think the story's pretty much been told, at least we know it. And the first thing that Ronnie puts on before first day of training camp is that kind of the video of last year's game and basically the loss and that NFL Films thing they did. And then the kick going through, and then the Rocco Romano riding on the horse and all the other bullshit. And then basically it goes off. It's like, all right, let's go get it. And that was it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That was a great year, obviously, but great training camp. When we had to turn it on, we turned it on. Yep. When we didn't have to, I think we just kind of cruised a little bit.
We had fun.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the U.S. guys that were coming up for the first year and the draft picks that we had coming up, because they didn't have a chance that year to even. There was the roster was set at day one training camp, and those guys, no matter what they did, I don't think they would have made that squad. But what a year that was.
Yeah, I drafted some Canadian receiver. I just remember the kid jumping in the huddle with the first group. Mike, were you there that day?
What'd you tell him, Wood? I
just kind of tapped him on his back. I'm like, dude, who are you? And he looked at me and he goes, it's my turn. I was like, get out.
Get out.
was your turn.
It was your turn.
Sorry.
Oh my God. Oh, that goes back to my story when I said, hi, Mr. Flutie, in the elevator. It's like, whatever, kid. There was that edge to Darren that I loved the most, because it just came down to winning and we're going to do this and we're going to do it right. But we went into that Grey Cup. Well, fast forward through the whole year. It was a great year. A lot of fun on and off the field. We got into that week at Grey Cup and we knew we were going to win. I think to a man, we knew we were going to win. We didn't say boo to nobody. And obviously you came out and had, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you must have had one of your career games. That the timing for you to come out and just do what you do and become Batman was incredible.
Oh, that's so ironic that we talked about that Batman thing during the week because Troy was so into it. But most of the years I felt my best when we go into playoffs. While everyone was kind of getting beat up, I would try to peak, how I felt inside. And it's more mental than physical, but you got to have everything working, right? Your shoulders and your whatever to run. And I felt good. And I did the shoulder that still bothers me to this day that I hurt in that other Grey Cup. I got that injected before.
Oh, nice.
Doc Levy.
So I all over. I'm like, wow, this is what a difference that makes. So I just felt really good going into that game. And it was, everyone did. I mean, I could speak for the receivers, but the defense shut them out in the first half. I mean, that helps. Receivers had a big day. Danny, consistently in big games, he was on fire. I mean, you might have a God game in Ottawa in the middle of the season that he throws 5 picks, and he's like, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Next, let's go. But a playoff game or a game to get into the playoffs, he would light it up.
Yeah.
And if we didn't make plays, you and I and whoever else we had, Archie had a great game. Even Ronnie had a lot of catches. Drew. If we didn't make the plays, it was our fault because he was putting it right where he needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always said.
So.
And Darren, you played. How many years did you play? You played what? 13, 12? I mean, just in the CFL because you played more in Arizona or wherever, right?
91 to 2002, whatever that adds up to, 12.
Wow, it feels like you played longer than that. But I mean, not that that's a short period of time. That's a long, long time. But I mean, you had lots of great quarterbacks. I was blessed to play with tons of great, all Hall of Fame quarterbacks, from Ken Austin to Danny to Calvillo to Damon Allen, et cetera, et cetera. The best football player I played with was your brother, like in terms of seeing the field. He saw the field to me like Wayne Gretzky saw the ice. Like he just saw it. But I also say the same thing to people. I'd say if Darren played quarterback, I bet you he could be as good or better than Doug. That's just my opinion, just because I also felt that you saw the field from a receiver point of view better than anybody saw the field. But the relationship you had with Danny and was incredible, because I got a taste of it after you were gone. Like I got the feeling where Danny trusted me to at least some sort of level that he trusted you, or you trusted each other. And it was incredible because it makes for fun football. But what was it that allowed for that relationship, and how quickly did you know, like going back to the BC Edmonton days, that was a relationship? Like how did that get built?
Well, it certainly wasn't automatic, because I remember him in British Columbia. He came in a lot in that 94 season. I think it was just 94 he was there. I don't think he was there in 93. And when he first came in, I remember in Winnipeg, like a couple routes we were off, and he threw it to one spot and I broke the other way. And I just started to say, hey, listen, if you don't mind, let's stay after practice and just work on some of these option routes backside, or when we're in trips and I'm the middle guy, let's run this option and let's really get each other's timing down. And I think Danny got to the point where he could recognize kind of my body language. And of course, we started to read coverages the same way. We're like, all right, if they're going to roll up the corner and he's just going to jam me and then let me go, then I'm one-on-one with that backer. If the backer comes too wide, I'm going to loop inside. If he stays inside, I'll just hook quickly between him and the corner. Now that weak side route, we ran over and over. Anyone that played kind of cut coverage weak.
Yep.
Remember the Montreal playoff game?
Oh, yeah.
Ozzy had the kick. We had like one play, and they got in that cut coverage weak. So Danny rolled me over to the weak side and said, just run that little 15-yard option route. And he drills it, bring out Ozzy. Ozzy kicks a 54-yarder.
Hitch cries.
Remember my
face? Take a picture of Hitch's face crying. Then we take that picture, we put it in the urinal, and then we pee on it. So it's all stories. They all come together with.
Yes.
But here's the crazy thing. I played with Darren for at least 5 years, and I never realized how much you and Danny, like I knew you had an uncanny ability to know exactly what you guys were doing, but sometimes I failed to realize how much you still worked on it every day. Well, I know you individually worked. You ran Skelly, you ran Scout. When you weren't in, you were running gassers. You were doing all the things that, I mean, shit, I probably should have been doing, to be honest with you. But I didn't know, like those little sidebar conversations that you and Danny were having during a game like that, I didn't even know about, which is incredible, right? It just kind of just happened. It was, you got that on defense, right? You have your guys where you kind of have like, you don't have to speak and you understand. With watching Darren and Danny do their thing, it was incredible, man. There was nothing like it.
Yeah, to go off of that, when O and Gerald Vaughn were on the left side, and I would just tell them, like if they were in man to man, I would say, guys, you have no help over the top. I'm gonna go help you. I'm gonna go help the strong side, because those two just work so well together. And try to go catch a ball on those two on that side, forget it. So I used to leave all the time because I know that side was locked down every time. So it made my job a lot easier. That's for sure. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But how hard was going against GV every day? Remember going against GV Wood? That made us better receivers. Yeah,
well, that's why I would run scout team all the time, because you're practicing against the best. I mean, that 94 year in BC, hate to keep bringing it up, but I think they had Barry Wilburn, they had Les Brown, Jefferson.
Yeah.
I mean, the backups were like great players. Yeah. Barry Wilburn, I mean, may have been the best defensive back I ever played against. I mean, NFL, college.
Wow.
CFL. I mean, he was just so tall, such an arm span. If he walked up to jam me, it was really tough. I kind of had to duck under him to get off the ball.
Yeah.
And then he could run with anyone. I mean, but you never knew if he was going to show up at the game. We played in Baltimore one year, and we're out in warm-ups. It's about 15 minutes before the game, and I see him come out of the tunnel. I guess I went to D the night before to meet all his buddies, and yeah, he cut it a little close.
That's awesome. The good old days, buddy. You know who was like that? It is remember Darren Hall in Calgary? There was another guy, because armed long. He was like the first true like Sam, who was tall with the long arms. And if you ran it under, or never mind Launder Johnson, who wanted to kill people. But back then, running it under was like taking your life into your own hands.
Yeah. Hall was tough when he would walk out and you're number 3 closest to the quarterback at something, and he was in coverage. He was tough. But then, you play long enough against someone, if you study them long enough, you get their weaknesses. And he really had trouble when he would turn his hips and you'd cut back under. He couldn't adjust. Yeah. I mean, he was a linebacker that had speed.
Yeah.
But so I finally got Daryl Hall down. Then you end up going up against someone like Gerald Vaughn.
Well, because Gerald could run with you. That was the thing, right? And that's where Sudsy was really good to me, because Sudsy would teach me how to run routes against Gerald Vaughn, because he knew Gerald Vaughn's weaknesses. So he'd always tell me, you need to make a move well in advance of him. So you know how sometimes you like to get on top of a DB and get him in a back pedal, and not with Gerald Vaughn, because his arms are so long. The minute you got so close, he just locked you down. So he was like, you have to make your move in a yard and a half away from him, make him reach, and then get around him. Now you still had some work to do, but just little things like that you probably practiced every day, right? That was your thing.
I mean, we're two total different styles, right? You're bigger, stronger, so you could use that to get off the ball. I couldn't let their hands on me, because if they got on me, I was done. They were always stronger and bigger than I was. So I did have to keep them at length and kind of use them to do whatever. So always something, right? You got to find a way.
Yeah, those are good times.
I got something here, guys. I was at my mom's garage last week, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but look at this picture.
Oh, how much sauce? How much sauce are you on there?
Look.
It looked like someone took like one of those pumps and pumped like air into you.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of creatine in me.
That was creatine. Oh, yeah. Creatine. That was creatine.
Yeah, that's creatine hit the market.
Creatine and tuanols. Creatine and tuanols.
Man, only they still manufacture.
I've been looking for them.
Those were the best ever.
I even looked for them. I was in Nicaragua about a month or so ago. I said, okay, and they got pharmacies. I got to find these tuanols. They don't make them anymore. It's too bad. But those are the days.
Once Elvis, that was Elvis medication.
Elvis, Aerosmith, all those guys. You read back on those guys fighting them, eh? Just fighting them and having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so I didn't ask you this question. I don't know if it's what. So my whole point about the quarterbacks was, your brother to me was the best football player, but Danny's the best all-around quarterback to me. And he was for many reasons. One, because he's a hell of a quarterback. Two, because he never, ever blamed anyone, ever. Like he always took the blame upon himself. Didn't have to. That was just his nature. But most importantly, he threw the football in a way that if you ran a hook route and he threw you low and away, that's because the defender was on the inside. Like he knew the game that much. He was that good of a quarterback. He could place that ball in an effort that when you caught it, you could make a move. Did you find that? Was that something that who was the guy that for you?
I talk about this all the time. Now, I agree with everything you said about Doug and Danny. But Doug had his running ability really helped. And he had a good arm. It's not like he had a big arm. But when the ball came to you, it felt like a little pillow coming to you. It was so catch, right? Where D-Mac had a little bit of a cannon. And if you weren't ready and you hadn't practiced with Danny, you could fly him right through your hands. But to your point, I remember we had that 3-man route where the outside would run a wheel and a post, right?
Yep.
Clear it out, and the inside guy had the 10-yard out. So I think we were playing Calgary.
4-switch.
What was it called?
4-switch.
All right. I remember it being called like Whopper or something. I don't
Yes,
know.
it was Whopper too. Yes, you're right.
Gave it a name. But I had pushed it up too far because I didn't think I thought he was going to jump the out because he saw it coming, whoever it was. So I gave him an extra step or two and I ran the out. So the ball's like right on me from Danny. And I wasn't going to go after it, but I put a hand out and it just stuck to my hand where I was wearing those sweet gloves. And I caught it. And, I got about 20 something yards out of it. And I come back to Danny and Danny's like, Wood, you're too deep on that. You're 2 yards too deep. I'm like, dude, I got to get open before I can catch. You're throwing on time like I'm going to be open all the time. I'm not open all the time. You know how many times I come back to the huddle and I'm like, dude, do not throw me the ball today. Wilburn's covering me. I'm not going to be open.
Guess what? He still threw you the ball.
But it's tough to compare, I don't know, when Danny's at his best, when he was at his best, which he always was in the playoffs in those big games, it's tough to say I played with anyone better.
Yeah.
Really tough.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hey, it's a good problem to have, right? It's a good problem to have. At my time with Doug, I wasn't the receiver I was when I was with Danny. So I was just, I came in but Doug was the guy that I'd be wide open 40 yards down the field because the minute he got out of the pocket and then the DB collapsed on him and then you're just hanging out. And you're right. Doug would throw, it wasn't always the prettiest ball, but it landed in your hands like it didn't even feel like anything, right? It was just an incredible experience. Incredible.
Yeah.
I'd say, that's the biggest thing about Doug, right? I said running, but extending the play, so he had that scrambling ability. So if you weren't open right away, it's easy to get open when you got 6 seconds. You just find an open area and he'd find you.
Yep.
Doug was very smart too, though. I remember early in my CFL career, maybe the second game I played in, might have even been the first. I'm supposed to have a post backside, and it's kind of a roll to the left. Mm-hmm. And he said, I'll start on the post, but then come out of it like a bench route or what we would call a short corner or whatever. Yeah. Just make sure you're in the end zone. We were on like the 25-yard line. He's like, I don't want to end up on the 2 or 3. So he'd roll and move the safety that way. And of course, he says that the corner's so lazy on that side, he won't even play it. Sure enough, he just sat there. I ran my bench route, come out of it. It's right there. I mean, he really had a feel, especially the way he'd move his eyes and move the defenders or give a pump fake.
Yeah.
So Doug his scrambling ability really helped us receivers, where Danny's just precision and knowledge.
But did you feel that because both those guys got a chance to really run their own game, that was a big factor in that? Like the fact that, it was when I played with Doug in Toronto, it was Doug's offense. Doug ran the offense. Adam was there. Rita was there just to kind of be there. And Danny, to some part, RD got in there and tried to call some plays. But when Danny was at his best, I mean, Danny he just understood the game.
So I think,
and so did Doug.
I think we just made the decision that D-Mac's the next guy to go up on the wall.
I think so. Shit, yeah.
I can't believe D-Mac wouldn't be up on that wall by now.
Exactly.
Really, honestly.
Yeah, he's got to go up this year. Has to.
I can't see how he
if
does.
Danny doesn't come to Hamilton in what year did we come? 98?
Yeah.
98.
We don't win.
No.
I mean, Danny makes everything go.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be talking right now, Wood.
No.
Can you believe we've been 55 minutes?
See that? Like it's not. I could talk to Wood about everything.
I haven't even touched on anything yet.
I know.
Well, we're gonna have to have you back on because I got to roll soon. I got a 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Listen, let's. Okay. You're in Natick. We're up here. We need to get together with you again. Hopefully there's a real good reason. Maybe the reason is that Danny goes up on the wall and we can get your ass down here and we can see you again in person and do all those things. We love you, buddy. We love your family. We miss you. Maybe by that time, Rob will pass the security test. We'll see what happens.
I'm sure you aced it on the first time, Rob.
I'll pass it.
Well, this is about the 6th time. So,
hey, if you know any broker dealers down there, let me know.
Okay, I do actually. So,
all right, good. We'll
I don't know,
later.
Wood, if you've listened to any of our previous podcasts, but if you're bored one day, go back to the beginning of the Morreale and Hitch show. There's a lot of great tidbits in there.
Yep.
And I think you'll enjoy them. It's a very lighthearted show. Today was I'm not going to say a little more serious, but I was really happy to see your face when it popped up, buddy. It's always great to see you, fella.
Yeah, you too, Mike. I will. I'll go back and check it out. You know, electronically and technically, I'm not that great, but I'll find it somehow.
Get Terry to look it up. She'll find it, buddy.
Your kids will help you.
Good to see you, buddy.
All right, Wood. We'll love you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you too, guys.
Later, fella. Later, bro. Oh, man. That's awesome. Wood, just close the computer. You're good.
Yeah. Close the computer.
Shut her down.
Or you can stay on. We're going to stay on.
There you go. Well, that was fun, Rob.
Yeah.
Now he's
still
back
can't
on.
Turn it off.
Don't take it to the bathroom. Don't take it to the bathroom, Darren. Oh, there you are.
All day.
That's okay. You can walk around.
Know you later.
He's worse than I am on the computer.
Oh my God, we got to get some help for him. Listen, Hitch, sorry, I talked a lot in that. I was really excited to see Darren. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, buddy. But
great to see him. One of the best players ever.
Oh my, I want to see him in person. Butko, great job keeping that a secret, fella.
Yeah, that was good.
It was good. It was good. I liked the reveal. It was fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was
once I saw the name Darren underneath, I was pumped. About that. Well, listen, Butko, are you helping out tomorrow with the draft?
No, I
really?
No.
What's going on? What do you even do now? You just wait for Rob and I to do a podcast?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Wow.
We better do another one quick so we can get a paycheck.
Keep you busy.
Yeah.
Well, boys.
All right. From myself, from my friend Rob Hitchcock, and the illustrious David Butko, this has been the Morreale and Hitch Show with special guest Darren Flutie. That was awesome, man. Yeah. Like right here on the Ticats Audio Network. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.